Ground control, are we live? Ground control, are we live? We are, but the audio is shit. Why? Why is the audio shit? Um, maybe. Let's see. Um, shitty audio is just something that this is something that we are very accustomed to in these parts of town. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is our lunch break, and we have a very important mission to learn Python aggressively. But there's one problem. We only have an hour because we are on our lunch break, and we need to get back to work. So, how are we going to reconcile this very unfortunate time crunch? Aggressive learning. That's what it is. What does that look like? It looks like autism. Okay. It looks like fresh autism. Okay. Let's get this little setup right here. That. Go like this. There we go. That works. You know what? I want you to be right there. All right. This is okay. Oh. Hello. Oh. It's because it's at. Hello. Okay. You see, that's a lot better. Is it though? I don't know. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some Python to learn. Are you going to actually follow along with this? Probably not. If you click on a video like this, you probably already know Python. But you can watch an imbecile, such as myself, do all of the mistaking for you, for your amusement. Okay? So we're going to watch this tutorial. It is multiple hours long, full of awesomeness, obviously. And we're gonna follow along in this text editor right over here. You already know what that is. All right. Oh wait, do we have? We're gonna test something. We're gonna see if y'all can hear the thing.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get input from a user. So
there's audio. All right, wonderful. Let's start.
Basically going to allow.
Let's start this journey, ladies and gentlemen.
A user to input information into our program. And I'm actually going to take the information that the user inputs, I'm going to store it inside of a variable, and then we're going to be able to do something with that variable. So I want to show you guys how we can actually go about getting input from someone. And down here in my Python file, all I have to do to get input from someone is I just have to type out input and then an open and closed parentheses. And what this is basically going to do is it's going to tell Python like, hey, we want to get input from a user, and Python will allow the user to type in some information. And inside of these parentheses, we can actually type a prompt. And so generally when we want the user to enter in some information, we want to tell them what we want them to enter. And that's what we can put inside of here. So I'm just going to say, enter your name. So we're actually going to create a little Python app which is going to allow the user to enter in their name, and then we'll store the name inside.
All right. What is this going to end up doing? Run. Oh, that's adding. Okay. Sure. Okay.
of a variable, and then
What I want to do is I want to turn the input into a number that is usable inside of like doing maths. And I don't want it to be a string because strings are just not usable. I want to be able to do that, and I want to be able to use that for maths. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna like this. We're gonna get rid of all of. Actually, we're gonna leave that. Okay. Yeah, no, we're gonna get rid of all of this, right? All right. So let's go with let's go with in. I spelled that correctly. I really hope it did. Holy shit, bad code guy. Fuck yeah, I remember you. What's up, homie? It is very delightful to see that you have stuck around. Very, very delightful. Of course I remember you. What type of question is that? Of course I remember you. Bad code guy. You need to change your name to good code guy because you were given some pretty gnarly suggestions. Alright. Input. Bam. Does it have to be? Yeah, I think it. Wait, what if we're to do input and then we're to go to int? Does that work like that? Int. I hope so. It converts it into an int. Let's think that it does. Okay. Add or enter a num you lik to no add to yeah, no, right now I'm actually at my house, but I'm still on lunch break. I'm literally at lunch break right now. I have to go to work in like maybe like 50 minutes. Yeah, I have a pretty gnarly lunch break, but yeah. I am most certainly on lunch break though. Okay. So we're going to go like this, right? And then what we're going to do input. We're going to do not we're going to do num. Oh no, there's no spaces inside of Python. That's right. Num1 equals input. Is that okay? Why is that okay? What's happening? Why is that not acceptable? Let's full screen that. Okay. Num1. Oh wait, is there a space right there? I'm gonna fucking seizure, bro. If a single space inside of a whole thing throws off my scripts, I'm gonna have a seizure. This is not gonna work well for me. All right, it's int input. Thank you very much. I'm gonna like this. Look at this, guys. This is why we like YouTube, because we can get very valuable information on how to program. Okay, you say that, but now it's thrown in there. No, is it? Maybe I don't have the. No, I have 3 things right here. I have to remove this, I think. Yeah, we're chilling. Okay, and then we're gonna do like this. Num 2. We're gonna do num 2 equals int. Now we're gonna go bam bam. Nput, and then we're gonna go. Okay. Are we good? Motherf... I just muted it. Ah. So as I was just describing before the mic cut out, the cure to cancer, no one will ever be able to get that now, though, because the mic died. So, yeah, the cure for cancer was gonna have to just remain. It's gonna have to remain a little anonymous for now. Okay. But also, second note of what I was uh talking about, yapping about, is what we want to do. Add two numbers. We're gonna add them, and we're gonna make them finagle, and we're gonna spit out a sum, like the result of them, if possible. Okay. Num. We're gonna do 1 plus. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Num. Let's see. 2. Something seems so off about that. That just doesn't seem right. I know we haven't gotten to the arithmetic of the. Ah! You genius! You genius! That's obvious, dude. Obviously. Because, like, what? No one. What's a computer gonna do with that? Oh, cool. Now what? No, it's got printing. Fucking obviously. Jesus. I don't think I need to do. Yeah, no, because they're not strings. Print num1 plus num2. I think that shit will work. Except for this random ass slash. Hold on. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna. And then we're gonna do here. That's a little more readable, yeah? Yeah, it's a little more readable. Alright. Nope. Alright. What we're gonna do now. If maths, and chats, then this should ask me for numbers and it should be able to add them. Okay. We're gonna do 6. Enter. Plus 7. Ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit, that fucking worked. Oh my god. That fucking worked. Damn. That's the first useful Python script code, I don't know, I've written in like 9,000 fucking years. Damn. Ladies and gentlemen, we are cooking. We are cooking harder than a crock pot on a Christmas morning. Okay, how far now? Oh no, this was over here. Let's go like this. There we go. We're still got audio? Yeah, okay. I hope it is not the shittiest audio. Like, you probably can. Wait. What? Dude, what's up with this? God damn it. I'm using the. I am using the microphone. Okay. See, that's not good. That's the camera, and the camera's microphone is so bad. It's not even okay. Okay. You know what? You know what? You can hear me, so you can hear me. That's what's important. You know what? We got this hoe. We're gonna try it. It's probably gonna be ass and a half, not gonna work. But you know, you gotta work. You know, that's working. That's working. It's actually too loud now, probably. Oh, what about this? You know, you're gonna use these candles as a mic stand, and it's gonna work because it doesn't have another option other than to work. Okay, Mr. Zilly. Mr. Zilly. Let's get back to it. Okay. I hope that is good audio. I'm going to pray that is good audio. Okay. We have been doing enough dilly-dallyings. We need to get back to the programming. Oh, that's why we kept it smaller, to where it's a lot more rateable. Okay, what we're gonna do? Continue watching this. We are on getting input from users. We already did all this, so we're probably just gonna blaze through it.
And we'll basically just say hi to the user. So we'll say like hi, and then whatever the name they entered was. So what I want to do is I actually want to store whatever.
Okay, it's good now. Yo, what's up, homie? We appreciate you joining chat. We appreciate it. All right, let's get this going.
The user inputted into our program inside of a variable. So I can actually go over here and I can create a variable. I could just call it name, and I could set this variable equal to input. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the value that the user inputs and I'm storing it inside of this variable container called name. And so now I have access to whatever they entered in. So what we can do is we can say print, and inside of the...
I apologize for pausing this very exquisite video, but we have to welcome Mr. Fracture is in chat. Mr. Fracture is in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, the OG, the one that has joined us literally at the he was here at the very first programming tutorial a number of too long ago. Mr. Fracture, how have you been? It is nice to see you in chat as always. I am on lunch break, so I have to be quick. I would love to chat for 3,000 years like inside of a Minecraft, our previous Minecraft runs, but we are on lunch break. We need to get to going. We have a very limited amount of time, but I hope you're doing swell, my guy. It is nice as always to see you. Thank you for joining us. Let's have a great sesh.
The parentheses, I can just print out hello, and then I'm just going to add on to this name. And actually, why don't we put an exclamation point? So essentially, we're getting a name from the user, we're storing it inside of the name variable, and I'm printing it out on...
Bad Code Guy, I know your name is Bad Code Guy. I would disagree with this statement, but you have basically walked us through all this. You see all this code up here? You see all this code up here, ladies and gentlemen? This is thanks to Bad Code Guy. He has walked us through this before we even got to this part in the video. We're already done doing this, so we're cruising. We are learning a lot on this lunch break, ladies and gentlemen.
Onto the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and play this, and when we run the program, you'll notice down here Python is giving us this little prompt. So it's saying enter your name. And now in here I can actually type in a value. So I could type in Mike.
That's a very good question. Uh, I don't believe that there will be copyright under the single fact that I don't think someone could copyright a whole ass video like this. You could be onto something, my guy. Um, if it was music, yeah, dude, that's why you can't have streamers whenever they're like there's background music. You just they avoid that at all costs because detecting for a single like 3 second clip copyrighted. This I don't think that they care. I think they want us to share it. You know what I mean? Like I am telling you guys to go. Oh, I'm still a little bit big. I can shrink this just a bit, just a tad. Like I implore, I hope you guys go here. You know what I mean? I hope you guys go and watch this whole damn course as I had years ago, 2 years ago. It's a great video. So I hope they don't copy. I mean, that'd suck. That'd suck if they did, but you gotta pay the price. You know. All right, let's get back to it.
And then I can
Well, good
just
point.
hit enter, and Python's gonna go ahead, store this value inside of that variable, and then it's gonna print out hello Mike. And so this is kind of cool. And actually what we could do is we could prompt the user to enter in more than one piece of information. So I could actually copy this line of code, and I'm gonna paste it below here.
I'm gonna let this play for 2 seconds. Oh, actually, I'm way too big. I'm gonna let this play. I'm gonna be able to hear it in my headphones, but I just need some water. I'm gonna play it though.
And why don't we have the user enter in another variable? So we could have them enter in, for example, their age. And over here, we just
You didn't see that. You didn't see that.
want to say enter your age. And so now we're able to get two pieces of information from the user, and I can say hello name, and then I can say you are, and I'll print out their age. So I'm just gonna print age. So now I'm basically able to get both of these pieces of information from the user. I can get their name and I can get their age. So when we run this program, I can type in both of those pieces of information. So it'll say enter your name. So we could just make up a name like John, and then enter the age. Let's say John is 25. And now it's gonna say, hello John, you are 25. So the program is able to get input from the user, and then it's able to use that information in order to say hi to the user and tell them.
We kind of already did this. If you'll see up in here in this wonderful, wonderful little box, Sir Bad Code Guy. He's a great code guy, but though that's just his name. He has lovely, he has graciously given us the knowledge, this divine knowledge, to already do this, and we have already done this. Let's continue.
Them how old they are. And so getting input from the user is a great way to make your programs more interactive. And here we're just scratching the surface, right? We're just basically getting two, piece of information from the user, but you can use these inputs to do awesome things in Python. And as we go through this course, you're gonna see some really cool things that we can do with these inputs.
Building a basic calculator. Get out of here. Get out of here. We already done this. We've already done this. Holy shit, it's like it's flowing back to me. I watched this video 2 years ago, but it's flowing back now.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to build a very basic calculator in Python.
This guy speaks too slow, so we're going to do 2x speed because we need to get to move on.
We're basically going to build a calculator where we'll get two numbers from a user, and then we'll add those numbers together and print the answer out onto the screen. So this will give us some practice in getting input from users, and we'll also talk about getting numbers from users as opposed to just strings. So I'm really excited to get started on this calculator. The first thing we want to do is create... Really excited to get started on this calculator.
I don't know. Okay, I'm going to stop.
The first thing we want to do is create two variables, and inside of those variables, we want to store the two numbers that the user wants to add together. So down here, I'm just going to say num1, and that's what we'll call our first variable, is equal to, and now I need to get input from the user. So I'm going to say input, and inside these parentheses, I'm going to say enter a number. And now I basically want to do...
We've already done this. We are superior.
the same exact thing, but for the second number. So we'll paste this guy down here, and I'm just going to say num2, and then we'll just say enter another number. So now we're able to store the user's input inside of these two variables. So now all I want to do is just print out the result. So I'm actually going to create a variable called result. So I'm just going to say result is equal to, and basically we just want to add these two numbers together. So I'm going to say num1 plus num2. And now all we have to do is just print out the result. So I'm just going to print result.
Mr. Sir Bad Code Guy, we appreciate your input earlier. It was superb.
So we basically have our entire program written out here, and this will allow us to enter in two.
Look at that. Look at that. Look how he done that. Look how he done that. You don't even have to do that. Result. Look at that. You see how he done this result thing, right? He made this result variable where it's like blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But Mr. Sir Code Guy, he has used his superior intellect to know that you don't even need that extra variable. You just need to print num1 plus num2. So, Sir Bad Code Guy, you were an intellect, a superior intellect. Okay, carry this newfound knowledge into your day-to-day, knowing that you're a Chad.
Two numbers, and then we'll add them together and print out the answer. So I'm going to click play, and down here we can enter our number. So I'm going to enter the first number, we'll say 5, and I'm going to enter my second number. So let's say 8.0, or let's say 8.3. So now it should print out the answer. But if you look over here, that's not quite the answer we were looking for, right? 5 plus 8.3 is definitely not 58.3. And
oh, and then I don't need to say anything. We already know what's hot. We already know that. We already know why this works and why his doesn't. It's because we use the int. It turned these strings. We requested a string, but we turned it into an int, an integer, a number, in which we could use arithmetic upon. So we know why.
here's what happened. When we get input from a user, by default, Python is just going to convert it into a string. So it doesn't matter what we put down there when we're entering the numbers. Python's always just going to be like, okay, this is a string, that's it. Sounds good, right? It's just going to make it a string. In order for us to make these num1 and num2 variables numbers, we're actually going to have to convert the strings that we get from the user into numbers. And so the way that we can do that is by basically just coming over here, and when we add the two numbers together, I can use a special Python function in order to convert those strings into numbers. And there's actually two Python functions that we could use for this. The first is called int. So I could say int.
Need I say more?
I can make an open parentheses and I can make a closed parentheses. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to convert whatever is inside of these open and closed parentheses into an integer number. And an integer number is basically a whole number. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a whole number. In other words, it can't have a decimal point. And so what I could do is I could say int, and I can put these inside of parentheses. And now what this is going to do is it's going to convert both of these numbers into integers, in other words, into whole numbers that don't have decimals, and it's going to add them together and we'll print out the result. So why don't we do that? And we'll just see if this works. So I'm going to click the play button, and down here we'll enter our first number. So I'm just going to enter in a 4, and then I'll enter in a 5. And now you can see it's printing out the correct answer, 4 plus 5.
4 plus 5 is indeed 9.
And so that's essentially our basic calculator. But we do have one problem with this calculator.
Guys, we have 19 minutes left on this excursion of our break, our lunch break. We have 19 minutes left. We're actually technically already an hour overdue, or like roughly like 45 minutes overdue, but what can you say, you know?
So I'm going to run it again, and I'll show you guys what that problem is. If I wanted to add
Play has got to be late.
in a decimal number, so we'll add 4.3 and 5.5, you'll see that we're getting this error. And that's because I'm using this int function up here. And this int function is looking for a whole number. So if I put decimal numbers inside there, it's going to break the program. There's another function we can use. Instead of an int, we can say float. And a float.
What is this? Lock in, boys. We don't know what this is.
There's another function we can use. Instead of an int, we can say float. And a float is basically just a number that has decimals. So it's a decimal number. So I can convert both of these guys into floats, and now I'll be able to use decimal numbers. So I can click play, and I can just enter in some numbers. So I could say like 4, and I could also say like 5.5. And now it's gonna be able to add both of those numbers, even if one of them's a decimal. And that's the beauty of using that little float function. So In certain circumstances, you might want the user to only be able to enter in an integer, so a whole number. But in a lot of cases, like in this calculator, we want them to be able to enter any number that they want. So we're going to use this float function.
We are to try this newfound knowledge. Before, actually, let's try this real quick. We're going to do this. Back, integers, right? Okay. 6.7, enter, plus 4.20. Let's see what this does. Does it throw an error? Why did that work? Did it matter? I don't know what's happening right here. That shouldn't have worked.
So I'm just gonna recap what we did one more time.
We're gonna what? We're gonna see what I am doing wrong.
Created two variables, num1 and num2. And we basically stored the two numbers that the users inputted into those variables. And then we converted them into numbers, and we added them together, and we printed out the results. So this is a pretty cool calculator. I'm happy with it. Hopefully you guys learned something.
What can you say? If it works, don't fix it, I don't know why that. Maybe we got to do this.
Something. And as we go forward,
yeah, maybe we got to do this. We're gonna run this again. We're gonna do that. That's why. It's because it was using the float. It was using the previously loaded code with the float. Look at that. This is why this. See, look, the float works. The float works. Okay. That is why that was so confusing, because you ran the code with the float function or the float thingamajigger into the here. The float works. Okay, the float works, and then we're gonna do this. Bam. You see that? You see that? We're gonna run this. Now we should be able to do bam. Press enter, and look at that. It enters. It works, right? Enter. And it'll spit out some change. Perfect.
In this Python course, you're going to learn all sorts of ways that we can make this calculator more complex. In this tutorial, I want to show you guys how to build a Mad Libs game in Python. So a Mad Libs game...
He's getting spicy already.
Game is basically just a game where you can enter in a bunch of random words. So like, verbs, nouns.
This seems like a lot of fucking work, though. Jesus, I only got 15 minutes. We're gonna learn how to build a fucking Mad Libs game in 15 minutes, okay?
Names,
lock the
colors,
fuck in.
And you basically take all of those words and put them into a story randomly. So over here, my web browser, I just have an example of a Mad Lib. So down here, we're basically just taking random words like an adjective or a noun or a plural noun and entering them inside of a story. So like you read through the story and then like some random word pops up. And Mad Libs can be pretty fun. And I'm sure you guys have at least heard of Mad Libs before. But if not, that was just
okay. What we're gonna do, because we're not gonna do all that, we're gonna go to ChatGPT. Oh my lord. Okay, it worked. We're gonna go right here. And this is what we're gonna do, right? Okay. ChatGPT, this is what I need from you. I need you to give me some strings in which I'm going to copy and paste into a Python script that's going to be creating a very simple Mad Libs game. I need you to ask me 3 questions and make it very basic, very straightforward. And let's have a great time with this, yeah? Throw in a little bit of extra spice, a little bit of over investment into AI data center shit into there, because why not? It doesn't need to make sense, but do it, okay? Throw me the best shit you got. Let it cook. Let it cook. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna have a great time. No. Cheating. Don't look away. Look away. Look away. Look away. We're not. ChatGPT, I told you not to give me the fucking Python script. I just need for you to give me some basic fucking things. Okay? I need you to give me the strings. Do not provide a single line of code. I'm writing the code. Okay, I'm learning how to write the code on my fucking lunch break. I need you to just give me the strings because I don't want to type them out because I'm a slow typer and I don't know how to spell shit for shit. Okay, so give me the strings. Let's have a good time. Okay, thank you. Mwah. Okay, I'm pretty sure it understood that. It's gonna understand that. We're gonna press play. Okay, it went away. Okay, you can go back. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Right? Yeah. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this right here. We're gonna keep this in the background because we're not gonna type in all this shit that he's about to.
It's a little introduction. So I want to create a Mad Libs.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are just joining us, we are on a lunch break and we have 12 minutes until we need to go back to work. We need to create a Mad Lib now.
In Python. This is going to be really cool. So down here I have this like little poem which just says, roses are red, violets are blue, I love you. And so, this is kind of like a classic poem, but I think we should mix it up a little bit and create a Mad Lib for this poem. And so instead of having this red color over here, I want to have the user enter in their own color. Instead of having violets, why don't we have them enter in a plural noun? And instead of saying I love you.
What is that? What is this? What is this? Chat, what is this? What am I looking at?
Why don't we have them say I love and then some celebrity, so celebrity. So this is the basic structure for our little Mad Lib, right? I want to basically have the user enter in a color, enter in a plural noun, and enter in a celebrity, and I'll take all of those words and put them inside of our Mad Lib, and hopefully we end up with something that's pretty funny. So how can we actually go about building this in Python? Well, the first thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to be able to get these words from the user, right? That's pretty obvious. So I think what we should do is we should create 3 variables called color, plural noun, and celebrity, and we'll store the user's inputs inside of those.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay. For FYI, I don't know how to spell shit for absolute shit. Okay, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So I'm just gonna type out some fucking. We're gonna make some variables, right? Okay. Color. How do you spell that? C-O. That's how you spell color now. Okay. Equals. In PUT. We're gonna request a color from the individual that is running this thing. Okay. Give color. I don't know how to spell color. That's gonna work. Bam. Right now it's gonna ask for color, and then we're gonna do chat. What is something? What is wait, okay. Fuck. My brain is shutting off because we have 10 minutes left. We're gonna do place. I know that's not how it's spelt. I don't give a shit. We're gonna like that. Just gonna input. Bam. Bam. We're gonna request the user give a place. Give place. Bam. And then thing. Like that. And we're gonna make this an input, of course. Input. We're gonna like this. We're gonna go bam. Am I quiet? I am really quiet. Hold up. Oh my god. Dude, okay. Motherfucker. Fracture in saving the day again. Oh, is this a little bit better? Is this marginally better? Yeah. Okay. Fuck me. Damn it. This is what. Oh, dude. This is This is why we don't like DJI mics, because they like being little shits. Fuck. Thank you for mentioning that, by the way, because I have a horrendous time editing this shit whenever it's like so quiet. I have to bump up the volume to like 1,000,000 and it's okay. Thank you, Fracture, as always, for saving me from numerous hours of fucking editing. Okay, let's go. Let's get back to this. There's missing a P or NPUT. Okay, right here we're going to ask for, what the fuck's wrong with this? INPUT. Bam. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna request the user give a thing. Bam. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to. We have to watch the rest of this video, but we're gonna make a lap. We have so few times.
Variables.
All right, let's
so up here, let's create those variables. The first variable I want to create is going to be called color. So say color, and I want to set this equal to the input. So I'm going to say input, and inside of here, I'm just going to give them a prompt. So I'll say enter a color, and we can basically just copy this line of code, and I'm going to paste it down below, and we'll paste one more time. So now.
Okay, I'm learning. I didn't have to type everything out. Okay.
We're going to create our plural noun variable. So I'll say PLURAO, plural noun, and we'll just say enter a plural noun. And actually over here, I want to make a colon as well. So then finally, we'll create our celebrity variable, and we'll say enter a celebrity. And so now basically we're creating 3 variables called color, plural noun, and celebrity. And inside of them, we're storing the color that the user enters, the plural noun the user enters, and the celebrity the user enters. So last thing we have to do is replace these guys with those variables. So,
ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. It would make my day. Okay? Please consider subscribing. It would be so awesome. You're going to see a lot more programming tutorials. Maybe you'll start learning to program. Okay, this ad is over. I'm sorry, I have to request this one thing from you. It would mean the world to me. Thank you.
Okay, let's get to it.
I'm basically just going to add in the color over here, and we're going to add in the plural noun. So I can just go like this. And finally,
I see how he does this. This makes sense. We can work with this. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do? Okay. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. We're going to go. We're going to do a print statement just like this. Like that, open, close things, and then we're gonna copy and paste this. We're gonna go Control C. We're gonna do Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay, we're gonna go over to AI, and then this is way too much.
Mr. ChatGPT, we need you to not be retarded for 3 fucking seconds and give me a simple child story. Like, I mean really fucking simple, okay? I need you to use every neural fucking network that's available to you on this free plan, and I need you to spit out a simple fucking 3-sentence story in which involves a color, a place, and a thing, and a noun. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, I'm sure that ChatGPT got it that time. I feel like it did. Let's go. Let's cook. Here you go. Oh my God. You know what? It works. We're going to copy this. We're going to like this. We're going to go like this. Once upon a time, there was a. We're going to go Control X. And then we're going to go like this. Sometimes life just gives you with the simple things, and it just tickles your pickle. Okay, let's get to it. Why is this not working? Okay, All right, let's get this in here. Cut. Why is okay? V, and then we're gonna go the blank. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about at that time in which chat is necessary and required. We need
Chat involvement on this already overdue lunch break.
the noun. All right, we're going to add the noun variable now. And then chat is going to be required. Noun equals. Noun's obviously going to equal an input. We're going to obviously wrap it with these thingamajiggers. I forget what they're called. And we're going to say give noun because we need a noun from the user. Okay, bam. Look at that. All right, color. Oh, well. We need color, copy, bam. Now, the only thing we need left to do is to change this. Hold up, this is a little silly. This is a little silly. It's because it's all small, right? It's real small. Okay, what we need to do now is what we're gonna do is we are going to add in these variables, these color. Control C. How did the Mr. Boogeyman do it himself? How did the Boogeyman do it?
Okay, you can see that he has got these plus symbols. No commas. It's not the commas this time. It's the plus symbols. Okay, we are almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We have 1 minute left on this lunch break. I don't think we're gonna quite make it back on to work on time. That's okay because chat is gonna provide some amazing answers here soon for this amazing Mad Lib.
Okay. Let's cook. Like this. Wait a second. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do plus. Oh, shoot. Plus color. And then we're gonna go down here and we're gonna do color. Oh wait, no, noun, right? That was a noun. We're gonna do noun plus. We are putting these variables into this Madlib now. If you couldn't obviously tell from my astute programming skills. And then we're gonna go like this. Plus. I don't know what these do, so I'm gonna remove them because they scare me. That's what they do. They scare me. And then we're gonna do this. That looks like that's right. That looks right. Oh no, we need a plus here. I don't think that all these spaces don't really matter. We're doing this right? You guys can see, huh? Yeah, we're doing this right. We're doing this right. Okay. And now what we're gonna do? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Okay. Now what we're gonna do? We're gonna go over here. Bam, noun. We're gonna go bam plus noun. Was it a noun? Fuck, I forgot. Is it a noun? It is a noun. Plus N-O-U-N plus found a bam thing. He found a thing. We're gonna go plus. This is the boring part, but
These are the fucking trenches, ladies and gentlemen. These are the trenches. We are learning Python as we speak right now.
and we're gonna plus. And then what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go here. It's looking good. Everything's looking good. Everyone at the place. We're gonna go like this, right? We're gonna bam. We're gonna add these add the what the fuck's happening? Oh yeah. We're gonna add right here. We're gonna go quotation mark plus, and then we're gonna move these guys because they're stupid. And we're going to add another plus sign because that's what the Python is wanting. We're going to add another quotation mark. We're going to go over here, see if there's anything left. Ladies and gentlemen,
We have finished the Mad Lib. As you can tell in this corner right here, we have just finished the Mad Lib. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you want this thing to work, consider subscribing. But more importantly, we're gonna run this thing, and we're gonna need some very valuable input from the user. Okay, you can't see it anymore, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see it. You know what you need to do? We're gonna run it now. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run this, and we're gonna have a good time. Okay, let's see what this script is calling for. Actually, give me a moment. Sorry, this flow is not the best. I'll go like this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost there. We are almost at the climax of this stream. Okay.
We'll just add in that celebrity.
Okay, we're gonna go to settings. Settings. I'm gonna make this 200%. There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna run this. Let's see if it works. Let's see if we get an error. 3, 2, 1.
oh, my thing was on the thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we need a color. Someone in chat, let's get a color. Let's get a color in chat, yeah? Let's get a color. Any color. It doesn't matter. We need a great color though, okay? We need a great color. What color? Red, green, blue, it doesn't matter. Purple. We need a color, chat. What are we looking at? Let's get a color. First color is gonna go in this thing. Oh shit, chat's gone. I'm pretty sure there is a massive delay between YouTube and you guys seeing this, so that might be the reason why we're not getting a color. Let's get a color. We need a fucking color. Right now, I need to go to work.
Let's go like this. Go over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a color. We haven't gotten a color, so I'm gonna add a fucking color.
Okay, black. Place. What's a thing? A giraffe. Yeah, let's get a giraffe. How do you spell giraffe? Nah, that's too. Um. A hippo. Give a noun. Hairy. Let's see if this shit worked. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this shit worked. Alright. For the moment of truth.
The moment of fucking truth. Once there was a black, hairy. Oh God. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Once there was a black Harry at your mom. The Harry found a hippo and felt very happy. Everyone at your mom smiled and had a nice day. Isn't that fucking glorious? Isn't that just fucking glorious, ladies and gentlemen? It's fucking superb. Oh no. Is the stream did we end streaming? I don't know. Well, we're at an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this fucking stream because I need to go back to work because I am fucking later than a goddamn gator. Okay? If you enjoyed this stream, if you enjoyed it in any capacity, let me tell you, yeah? Let me tell you. Consider subscribing. Yeah. That would mean the world to me if you consider subscribing. We're going to have, hopefully soon, daily tutorials so that I get my ass off my ass and I learn Python because there's zero will in this brain because I'm going off of caffeine right now and there's no caffeine in my system. I'm dying. So I need some external motivation. So, if you would please consider subscribing. I need to go back to fucking work now. I am an hour late. Okay? I'm an hour late. If that's not worth a consider subscribing, I don't know what will. It was nice seeing you guys. All of you that chat, Fracture, as always, thank you. And the Great Code Guy, because that should be your name, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you all as always. You have a wonderful rest of your day.